Imagine if the world's biggest stars were quietly fading away, battling deadly illnesses you never knew about. No headlines, no red carpets, just pain behind closed doors. These are 50 celebrities fighting for their lives, some nearing the end. The spotlight has dimmed. Are you ready to see the truth? Here are 50 celebrities who are battling life-threatening diseases. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, the great American actor beloved for his diverse roles and golden personality, lives with type 2 diabetes. Although he always maintains a healthy and energetic appearance, this chronic disease secretly lurks, requiring strict control and a disciplined lifestyle. For a star constantly busy with a packed schedule, managing a chronic illness is no small challenge, an invisible burden he carries everywhere at all times, showing that even the most admired are not immune to everyday health problems. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, the seasoned actor with a deep voice and majestic demeanor, always seemed the embodiment of strength and composure. However, behind that facade lies a relentless battle with fibromyalgia, a common chronic pain condition that has plagued him for years. This illness originated from nerve damage in his left hand after a horrific car accident in 2008, causing him to endure intense pain, especially in his arm, and frequently requiring him to wear a compression glove to wrestle with the unrelenting discomfort. Despite facing enormous physical challenges, he bravely continues his acting career, but the tragedy hidden behind his calm exterior is an invisible burden that few are aware of. Jack Nicholson. Film icon Jack Nicholson, with his piercing gaze and mysterious smile that once captivated millions, has almost completely withdrawn from public life in recent years. His mysterious disappearance from public events has raised deep concerns, and alarming reports suggest he is battling memory loss and possibly dementia, with some sources even claiming it's Alzheimer's disease. A once great talent, now living in seclusion, avoiding cameras, is a heartbreaking reminder of the inevitable ravages of time and illness, pushing a legend into the shadows of oblivion. This countdown gets wilder with every reveal. Comment 1 to let us know you're here, and don't miss the full transformation by staying till the very end. George Clooney. George Clooney, the charming actor and producer who once made millions of hearts flutter with his dashing looks and talent, experienced a severe bout of meningitis. This was a silent life-or-death battle that very few of his fans knew about. A horrific moment that tested his endurance to the absolute limit. Though he overcame it and continued his illustrious career, that near-death experience left deep imprints, a grim reminder that even the most famous are not immune to life-threatening illnesses. Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas, the acclaimed actor and producer, has publicly shared his protracted battle with throat cancer. This was not just a personal fight, but a difficult public journey, as the disease left its mark on his life and career, forcing him to confront fear and vulnerability before the public. Though he overcame the illness, the after-effects and lingering hauntings remain, transforming him into a symbol of resilience, but also a heart-rending testament to the devastation of illness. Bruce Willis. Legendary action star Bruce Willis, who thrilled audiences with his daring stunts in the Die Hard series, shocked the world when his family announced his diagnosis of aphasia in 2022, a condition severely affecting his cognitive and communication abilities. The tragedy didn't end there. In 2023, his condition progressed to frontotemporal dementia, FTD, a cruel disease that is gradually stealing his memories and ability to interact. These horrifying health issues forced him to retire from acting, leaving immeasurable regret for millions of fans, a deeply tragic end to an illustrious career. Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez, once a teenage star, has publicly shared her harsh battle with lupus, a devastating autoimmune disease that has caused many serious complications. To survive, she had to undergo a risky kidney transplant in 2017. With the organ donated by her close friend Francia Raisa, a touching yet haunting tale of health's fragility. Beyond the physical toll, she also struggles with severe anxiety and depression, revealing the dual mental burden she carries. Though she bravely shares her health journey, her unending struggles remain a hidden tragedy behind the strong facade of a young woman facing so much pain. Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman, Wolverine with bulging muscles and explosive energy on screen, has suffered from skin cancer multiple times. Each recurrence is a painful reminder of the persistent and ever-looming danger, showing that even the most admired stars with strong exteriors cannot escape life-threatening diseases. The surgeries and treatments have left scars, not just on his body, but also in his soul, transforming an action hero into a silent warrior against the cruel disease. Celine Dion. Celine Dion, the angelic singer whose captivating voice conquered millions of hearts worldwide, was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, SPS, a rare and exceptionally devastating neurological condition. This disease is gradually robbing her of her ability to perform and even the voice that made her famous, transforming a stage queen into someone who struggles with every movement and every note. The physical and mental pain she endures is immense, a heartbreaking tragedy for a talented artist slowly losing her most precious gift. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Catherine Zeta-Jones, the talented actress with captivating beauty and expressive eyes, revealed in 2011 that she suffers from bipolar II disorder, a silent battle with severe mood swings and deep depressive episodes. After challenging family upheavals, she bravely sought treatment and openly shared her journey, yet the pain of this psychological illness remains an invisible burden, a shackle she must carry daily. Though she strives to reduce stigma and encourage others to seek help, the disease constantly lurks, threatening the peace within the soul of a star who seemingly had it all. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, the reality TV personality and billionaire entrepreneur with a flawless image and luxurious life, has openly shared her painful experience with psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis. This is a daily battle with physical pain and body image issues, shattering the perfect persona she built. Despite her wealth and fame, she still endures itchiness, peeling skin, and chronic joint pain, showing that illness spares no one, not even those who seem to have it all. Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary Prince of Darkness of rock music, has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a challenging and body-altering journey he faces in his twilight years. This disease has severely impacted his mobility and voice, transforming an icon of rebellion and energy into someone who struggles with every gesture. Nevertheless, he bravely confronts his illness and openly shares his ongoing health journey, becoming a vivid testament to the harshness of time and illness. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox, the icon of the Back to the Future series, with a radiant smile and optimistic spirit, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991 at just 29 years old, a thunderclap that completely altered his life. He publicly disclosed his condition in 1998 and has since become a leading advocate for Parkinson's research through his Michael J. Fox Foundation. Though he has inspired millions with his optimism and dedication to finding a cure, his life remains a relentless struggle with the cruel disease that is gradually robbing him of his flexibility and bodily control, transforming a dynamic star into a ceaseless warrior against illness. Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen, the actor famous for his powerful portrayal of Gandalf the Wizard in The Lord of the Rings, has publicly acknowledged his prostate cancer diagnosis. This is a common yet concerning disease that spares no one, not even those considered immortal on screen. Though he continues to manage his condition with strength and grace, the truth of this silent battle is a painful reminder of health's fragility, a hidden burden behind the sagely facade of a great wizard. Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson, the talented actor with a strong demeanor and profound acting range, is rumored to have dealt with cancer. Although details are kept private, this information reveals the silent battles of stars hidden from the spotlight. Even if they are heroes on screen, their everyday lives still face unavoidable tragedies, pains they choose to keep to themselves, leaving fans with curiosity and regret. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant, the British actor with a charming smile and elegant demeanor, has shared his painful experience with skin cancer and the importance of early detection. His story is a warning born from his own suffering, demonstrating that the devastation of this disease can strike at any moment, even for celebrities. Though he has overcome the illness, the fear and scars remain, transforming him into someone who has endured a life-or-death battle and returned to warn others about the importance of healthcare. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, the versatile actor with a unique and sometimes wild acting style, has publicly lived with bipolar disorder. He has used his platform to raise mental health awareness, unmasking the hidden burden behind his eccentric roles and tumultuous life. This disease has profoundly affected his life and career, bringing extreme emotional highs and lows, transforming an outstanding talent into someone who must constantly wrestle with his own mind. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, the talented yet troubled actor famous for his role in 2.5 Men, publicly revealed his HIV-positive status in 2015, a shocking truth that completely changed his tumultuous life and career. He stated he had been diagnosed 4 years prior, and since his disclosure, Sheen has become an advocate for HIV awareness and treatment, participating in clinical trials and promoting safe practices. Despite his efforts to atone and become an important voice, the disease remains an indelible, tragic mark, a heartbreaking reminder of the consequences of a reckless lifestyle and the ruthlessness of a century-old illness. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, the comedic actor and producer known for his laughter-inducing roles, has openly discussed his past battle with prostate cancer. This is a fortunate story of overcoming illness, as he detected and treated it in time and is now in recovery. Nevertheless, the near-death experience completely changed his outlook on life, transforming a funny artist into someone with a deep understanding of the value of health and life's fragility, a reminder that illness can strike at any moment. Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates, the Oscar-winning actress renowned for her exceptional versatility in every role, has faced horrific health challenges that few are aware of. Her first battle was with ovarian cancer in 2003, followed by breast cancer in 2012, leading to a double mastectomy, a painful and haunting experience. The tragedy didn't stop there. After the surgeries, she developed lymphedema, a chronic swelling condition causing relentless pain, making her life full of hardship. Though she has become an advocate for lymphedema awareness, striving to educate the public and support those affected, her journey battling illness is a heart-rending testament to the cruelties of fate, even for celebrities. Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges, the Oscar-winning actor known as the Dude from The Big Lebowski, worried fans when he was diagnosed with lymphoma. This was a journey full of anxiety and challenges, but fortunately, he is now in remission. His story is a testament to resilience and an optimistic spirit, a miracle in life. Though he has overcome the most difficult phase, the haunting memory of the disease remains, transforming him into a symbol of hope and perseverance in the battle with illness. Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda, the iconic actress and activist with timeless beauty and an unrelenting spirit, has publicly shared her journey with non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Fortunately, she is now in remission, demonstrating the incredible resilience of an icon who has lived every moment to the fullest. However, the battle with this disease is a heartbreaking reminder of health's fragility, even for those who have led extraordinary and vibrant lives, showing that illness spares no one regardless of fame or age. Venus Williams. Venus Williams, the world-class professional tennis player, lives with Sjogren's syndrome, an autoimmune condition that has severely impacted her elite athletic career. This disease causes chronic fatigue and joint pain, forcing an athlete who thrives on physical prowess to struggle with physical limitations. Nevertheless, she bravely continues her career, becoming a symbol of perseverance and extraordinary willpower. But the pain and exhaustion remain an invisible burden she must carry on every step of her conquering journey. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer, the Top Gun star with a handsome appearance and masculine voice, was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2015, shocking fans. Devastating treatments, including chemotherapy and a tracheostomy, severely affected his voice and breathing, transforming an actor who once thrived on his voice into one who struggles with every word. Despite these immense challenges, Kilmer bravely continues to work in the industry, even using AI technology to recreate his voice for recent projects. But this heart-wrenching transformation is an undeniable tragedy, a testament to the merciless ravages of the cruel disease. Tim Curry. English actor Tim Curry, who defined the legendary role of Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, was once an icon of flamboyance and explosive energy on screen. But tragedy struck in 2012 when a massive stroke unexpectedly attacked him, significantly robbing him of his motor skills and confining him to a wheelchair. Despite suffering lasting effects on his voice and mobility, The image of this once monumental figure, now limited to a wheelchair, remains a haunting obsession for fans. He bravely continues to appear publicly and participate in voiceover projects, but his frail shadow will forever be a heartbreaking reminder of the cruel devastation of illness. Sam Neill. Sam Neill, the New Zealand actor famous for his role in Jurassic Park, revealed in March 2023 that he's undergoing treatment for stage 3 angioimmunoblastic T-cell lymphoma, a rare and extremely dangerous blood cancer. After chemotherapy proved ineffective, he was given a new anti-cancer drug, leading to a remission lasting over a year, a fragile glimmer of hope. Though he powerfully declared, "I'm not afraid to die." His journey battling this disease is arduous, and his remission is solely due to a risky new drug, a grim reminder that even the strongest cannot escape the grasp of illness. Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie, the British actor famous for his talented and detached portrayal of Dr. House, is managing type 1 diabetes. This is a chronic disease requiring strict, lifelong control, much like a real patient in his show. Despite his calm and intelligent demeanor, his life is a silent battle with the disease, demanding discipline and constant attention to his health. A great actor who embodied a doctor now faces the grim reality of illness in his everyday life. Alan Alda. Alan Alda, the Emmy-winning actor with a gentle smile and warm demeanor, has publicly shared that he lives with Parkinson's disease. This is a major challenge in his twilight years, as the disease gradually robs him of flexibility and bodily control, making his life no longer as it once was. Though still active in public life and maintaining an optimistic spirit, the shadow of the disease is ever present, transforming a talented star into someone who struggles daily with his body's limitations. A painful reminder of the cruelties of old age and illness. Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate, the talented and beautiful actress who previously survived a battle with breast cancer, now faces a new tragedy, multiple sclerosis. This is a double battle with health, making her life rife with tragedy and relentless challenges. MS has severely impacted her mobility and daily life, transforming a dynamic woman into someone who struggles with every movement. Nevertheless, she bravely confronts her illness, becoming a symbol of perseverance and an unending fighting spirit. Michael C. Hall. Michael C. Hall, the actor famous for his haunting portrayal of Dexter Morgan, is a survivor of lymphoma. This is a dramatic survival story, as he faced near death and harsh treatments. That near-fatal experience completely changed his outlook on life, transforming him into someone who appreciates every moment and lives with a new sense of purpose. Though he has returned to acting and music, the haunting memory of the disease remains, etching invisible scars in his soul. Selma Blair. Selma Blair, the brave and beautiful actress, publicly disclosed her multiple sclerosis, MS diagnosis in 2018, a chronic disease affecting the central nervous system and causing horrific symptoms like fatigue, pain, and mobility difficulties. She shared the relentless physical pain and dystonia she endures every single day. Her life has been completely upended by this disease, yet she bravely uses her platform to raise awareness and advocate for those living with it. Though she sometimes struggles to walk and speak, her courage and honesty have touched millions of hearts, becoming a symbol of resilience in the unending battle with illness. Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart, the actress with a unique style and melancholic eyes, has openly spoken about her experience with anxiety. This is a psychological burden that many celebrities face, unmasking the truth about the pressures of fame and public scrutiny. Though she's become an advocate for mental health awareness, her battle with anxiety is a silent war, forcing her to grapple with fears and insecurities within her soul. A star who seemed to have it all, yet carries invisible, unshareable pain within her. Sarah Hyland. Sarah Hyland, the actress born with kidney dysplasia, has undergone a painful medical journey since childhood. She has had to endure multiple risky organ transplants to survive, a battle for every breath from a very young age. Despite facing continuous surgeries and treatments, she remains resilient and outspoken about chronic illness awareness. Her story is a heartbreaking testament to the cruelties of fate, but also a powerful affirmation of the will to live and an unrelenting optimistic spirit. Are you shocked or heartbroken to discover what these stars are going through? Comment yes if it surprised you, or no if you already knew, and tell us which story hit you the hardest below. Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne, the pop-punk princess with a rebellious style and powerful voice, battled Lyme disease, a lingering illness that caused her to vanish from the spotlight for a long time, seemingly ending her career. This disease caused severe debilitating symptoms, forcing her to struggle with relentless fatigue and pain. Though she has returned strong and uses her platform to support others facing similar health challenges, the haunting memory of the disease remains, transforming a dynamic star into a silent warrior against a mysterious illness. Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton, the Grammy-winning singer with a powerful voice, lives with systemic lupus erythematosus, SLE, a complex autoimmune condition that has severely impacted her health and music career. This disease causes inflammation in multiple body organs, forcing her to struggle with chronic pain and debilitating fatigue. Although she manages her condition while performing, the physical and mental pain is always present, transforming a talented diva into someone who must relentlessly fight an invisible yet devastating illness. Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke, the beautiful and strong mother of dragons in Game of Thrones, miraculously survived 2 brain aneurysms. Those were near-death moments that changed her life forever, leaving invisible scars on her soul and body. Though she has become an advocate for brain injury awareness and bravely shared her story, the fear of imminent death always lingers, transforming a talented actress into a warrior who crossed the threshold of life and death, carrying unhealing emotional wounds. Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels, the legendary musician with long hair and a signature rock style, has lived with type 1 diabetes since childhood. His life has been a series of risks and illnesses, as he also survived a horrific brain hemorrhage. Nevertheless, he continues to tour and raise awareness about diabetes, demonstrating an extraordinary, unyielding will. A seemingly immortal rock star, yet he struggles daily with cruel diseases, a testament to health's fragility even for those with a devil-may-care demeanor. Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, the great former US president, is currently receiving hospice care, having previously been treated for cancer. His life is a testament to dedication and compassion, but the onset of illness serves as a heartbreaking reminder of health's fragility, regardless of position or power. Though he lived an extraordinary and honored life, his final journey is a tragedy of old age and illness, showing that no one can escape nature's harsh laws. Shannen Doherty. Shannen Doherty, the actress known for her distinctive roles, is currently facing stage 4 breast cancer. This is a fierce and tearful, unending battle, forcing her to grapple daily with death. Though she has shared her story with strength and honesty, the physical and mental pain she endures is immense, transforming a talented star into a ceaseless warrior fighting a disease that is gradually stealing her life, a deeply haunting tragedy. Jason Isaacs. Jason Isaacs, the actor famous for his villainous role as Lucius Malfoy in Harry Potter, has revealed he is a survivor of male breast cancer. This is a rare yet equally devastating disease that has haunted his life and forced him to confront the fear of death. He has used his story to break stigma and support others, but the haunting memory of the disease remains, transforming a talented actor into someone who has endured a life-or-death battle and returned to spread a message of courage and awareness. John C. McGinley. John C. McGinley, the actor who has publicly shared that he lives with multiple sclerosis, a progressive neurological disease that is gradually robbing him of his bodily control. Though he continues to work while raising awareness about the condition, his life is a silent battle with physical limitations and relentless pain. A talented actor known for his comedic roles now faces the grim reality of a disease that is slowly transforming him into a dependent person, a heart-rending tragedy of illness's devastation. Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt, the legendary singer with a clear and emotional voice, shocked fans when she announced in 2013 that she could no longer sing due to Parkinson's disease, a cruel ailment. This progressive neurological condition severely affected her movement and coordination, ultimately robbing her of the ability to sing that made her famous. However, some sources indicate she was diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy, PSP, a rare neurological condition also impacting singing. Regardless of the disease, it stole the voice that once captivated so many hearts, transforming a music queen into someone who must grapple with silence and the inevitable changes of her body. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Ali MacGraw. Ali MacGraw, the former beauty icon most famous for her role in Love Story, now lives with Parkinson's disease. This is a major challenge in old age, as the disease gradually robs her of her grace and mobility, forcing her to confront her body's unfathomable decline. A woman who was once an epitome of beauty and elegance now struggles with physical limitations, a heartbreaking reminder of the cruelties of time and illness that have taken so much from an icon. Gary Busey. Gary Busey, the distinctive actor with a unique style, has suffered long-term consequences from a severe head injury due to a horrific accident. This accident heavily impacted his life and behavior, making him appear strange and pitiable to the public. Though he continues to interact with fans and media, the shadow of physical and mental devastation is ever present, transforming a talented actor into someone who must grapple with the irreversible aftermath of a terrifying ordeal. Jack Osbourne. Jack Osbourne, son of the legendary Ozzy Osbourne, faced a major shock when diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at age 20, a chronic disease striking at the prime of his life, completely upending his world. Though very young, he has become a voice for awareness and support for others facing similar circumstances. His life is a relentless battle with the disease, requiring immense courage and extraordinary optimism, a painful tragedy for a young man full of ambition who suddenly had to bear the burden of illness. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, the charismatic and outspoken talk show host, has faced numerous horrific health issues, including Graves' disease and lymphedema. The pinnacle of tragedy was her early-onset dementia diagnosis in 2023, leading to significant cognitive decline and forcing her under legal guardianship since 2022, withdrawing from the public in heartbreaking despair. Other sources also note she lives with aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, FTD, diseases that have robbed her of her ability to communicate and think. The life of a star who once dominated television waves is now shrouded in the darkness of illness, a painful and deeply regrettable outcome. Montel Williams. Montel Williams, the renowned TV host known for his inspiring ability, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1999. This diagnosis completely changed his life, forcing him to live with illness and physical limitations. Since then, he has become a devoted advocate for MS awareness, using his voice to help others. Nevertheless, the battle with the disease remains an invisible burden he must carry, transforming an inspiring icon into a silent warrior against illness. Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, the multi-talented entertainer with explosive energy and an illustrious career, lives with lupus nephritis, an autoimmune condition affecting the kidneys. This is a silent battle with a complex and dangerous disease, requiring continuous medical care and lifestyle changes. Though he frequently uses his platform to educate others about this illness, the physical pain and health anxieties are always present, transforming a vibrant star into someone who must struggle with his body's limitations. Jamie-Lynn Sigler. Jamie-Lynn Sigler, the actress and singer who was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at a very young age, a tragedy striking too soon, leaving her to face an uncertain future. Though the disease has severely impacted her life and career, she continues to thrive in her creative endeavors, becoming a symbol of resilience. The battle with MS is an arduous journey, but she bravely confronted it and transformed her pain into motivation, becoming an inspiration for others in similar circumstances. Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham, the talented writer, actress and director, has been outspoken about living with endometriosis and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a series of conditions causing chronic pain and incessant difficulties in life. She has highlighted issues of chronic pain and women's health, unmasking the horrific burdens many endure. Her story is a heart-rending testament to the cruelties of illness, transforming a talented young woman into a ceaseless warrior fighting physical and mental pain. Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond, the renowned singer-songwriter with a warm voice and timeless ballads, announced his retirement from touring in 2018 after being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He shared his acceptance of the illness, feeling ashamed, flattered, and frightened when confronting this grim reality. Although no longer performing live on stage, a tragedy for a great artist, Diamond remains active in music through songwriting and recording, but the spotlight has receded, leaving immeasurable regret in the hearts of fans. Julia Roberts. With her radiant smile and dazzling beauty, Julia Roberts was once America's sweetheart, the undeniable queen of Hollywood's silver screen. Yet behind that captivating exterior, a sarcastic nickname was given to her by the Peter Pan film crew, Tinker Hell, referring to her bad emotional states and demanding temperament. Even the legendary director Steven Spielberg once stated bluntly that he would never work with her again, a rare refusal for a star of Julia Roberts' caliber. Despite being an icon, she gained a reputation for being arrogant, always wanting to be the center of attention, and difficult to get along with anyone, making all work on set tense. These stories shaped a part of Julia Roberts' reputation, proving that even the most beloved stars have unacceptable aspects in their personality. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is one of Hollywood's most beloved comedic actors, yet behind that humorous exterior lies an extreme and difficult-to-please personality, with unbelievably petty demands. One of the most shocking stories is when he flew into a rage in a restaurant simply because his Diet Coke didn't have 2 identical ice cubes. An unreasonable and utterly unacceptable tantrum from an adult. This behavior exposed an impatient side and an obsessive demand for perfection from the actor. Not only that, Ben Stiller was also accused of making his personal assistant stand in his parking spot to ensure no one else took it, showing selfishness and entitlement. These stories shaped his demanding reputation, creating a surprising contrast between his humorous, friendly on-screen image and his true self, full of demands and unwarranted anger. Kanye West. Kanye West, a talented rapper and music producer with wide-ranging influence on popular culture, is always the center of attention. However, he is also known for controversial statements and erratic behavior, frequently shocking the public. At the 2009 MTV VMAs, he publicly interrupted Taylor Swift's acceptance speech, an extremely disrespectful and arrogant act that exposed his disregard for rules. Not only that, Kanye West also sparked global outrage by stating that slavery was a choice, a false and insulting remark about human history. He frequently cursed at hosts and derailed interviews, showing his immense ego and recklessness. These behaviors made Kanye West's reputation highly controversial, even leading many to call for his boycott, transforming him from an admired artist into a name associated with arrogance and thoughtlessness. Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, with his role as the vampire Edward Cullen in Twilight, became an idol for millions of teen fans worldwide, adored and sought after everywhere. However, instead of cherishing that support, he made remarks and behaved in ways that deeply hurt many fans. Robert Pattinson made derogatory comments about Twihards fans, claiming they only sat online writing about the movie, a disrespectful remark that dismissed the audience's affection. He also admitted to sometimes intentionally distancing himself from fans to maintain his privacy, a cold and unapproachable attitude. Although the pressure of fame is immense, his treatment of those who brought him to the top sparked controversy. These behaviors created an unapproachable reputation for Robert Pattinson, leading him to be seen as a star who doesn't quite appreciate his fans' affection, proving that not every idol can handle the pressures of fame well and maintain a positive relationship with their audience. Zooey Deschanel. Zooey Deschanel was once a muse for many indie films and beloved for her role in New Girl. However, behind that cuteness lay a completely different personality, as her co-stars didn't hesitate to call her unpleasant, grumpy, and not fun. Her reputation for being difficult to please spread throughout the entertainment industry. Zooey Deschanel was accused of tending to control the entire film set and treating those around her poorly whenever the schedule didn't go her way, demonstrating her authoritarianism and disrespect towards colleagues. A veteran producer even described her as a terrible boss, a haunting remark that highlighted the difficulty of working with her. These behaviors created a less than favorable reputation for Zooey Deschanel, turning her from a muse into a demanding princess, leaving many in the industry dismayed, proving that outward appearances do not always reflect one's true inner self. Rachael Ray. Rachael Ray became a famous chef beloved by millions of viewers. Yet behind the cameras, she was described as a completely different person, cold and unpleasant, surprising many. An audience member once claimed that Rachael Ray greeted the crowd with an annoyed eye roll and continuous complaints, completely contrary to the enthusiasm she displayed on screen. This behavior exposed an unprofessional and unfriendly side of the celebrity chef. While on television, she always exuded cheerfulness and approachability. In real life, Rachael Ray had a reputation for being distant and uninterested in interacting with those around her. These stories created a two-sided image for Rachael Ray, leading her to be seen as someone who is only friendly when the camera is on, proving that a public image can be far from the true person behind the spotlight. Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow, the Oscar-winning actress, built a lifestyle empire with her Goop brand, shaping the image of a perfect, sophisticated woman. However, she also faced harsh criticism for her overly luxurious lifestyle and strange health claims. One of the harshest criticisms was when Gwyneth Paltrow was called a wealthy white woman with an eating disorder turned into a brand promotional opportunity, a blunt assessment of her exploitation of personal image and lack of realism. She was also accused of insulting a chef in London, showing disrespect towards those who served her. Additionally, Gwyneth Paltrow was said to live detached from society, preferring to order hotel room service rather than dining at restaurants, exposing an arrogance and detachment from the normal world. These behaviors created an image of Gwyneth Paltrow as both luxurious and distant and controversial, making the public question the authenticity of this lifestyle icon. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, from a pop prince child prodigy adored by millions of fans, underwent a scandalous transformation marked by rude and shocking behaviors. He changed from a sweet boy to a troublesome bad boy. The climax, also the most shocking moments, was when he publicly yelled at fans during a concert, showing disrespect for the very people who brought him to fame. Not only that, Justin Bieber was also accused of spitting on fans gathered below his hotel balcony, a disgusting and contemptuous act. He was also arrested for drunk driving, exposing his irresponsibility and disregard for the law. Furthermore, he frequently refused to sign autographs and publicly cursed at fans, turning their affection into disappointment. These actions completely destroyed Justin Bieber's innocent image, turning him into a scandalous, uncontrolled, and disappointing star in the public eye, showing how early fame can lead to moral decay and lack of self-control. Cher, the ageless music icon with a strong personality and unique style, has dominated entertainment for decades. She is known for her bluntness and fearlessness in expressing opinions, but sometimes that bluntness turns into unacceptable rudeness. Cher frequently used vulgar language publicly on social media, exposing a global star's lack of linguistic restraint. Not only that, she also had persistent feuds with many other celebrities, not hesitating to attack them with harsh words. Cher once called Madonna a spoiled brat and David Letterman an asshole, even sarcastically referring to Donald Trump as a complete idiot. These harsh, disrespectful remarks showed her recklessness and contempt. Cher also made vulgar remarks in interviews and mocked artists who impersonated her, a disrespectful behavior towards colleagues. Although a legend, her bluntness to the point of rudeness made Cher a highly controversial star, a great artist but with words that hurt others. Mike Myers. Mike Myers, the legendary comedic star with iconic roles like Austin Powers and the classic voice of Shrek, brought countless laughs to audiences worldwide. Yet behind those lovable characters was a star notoriously difficult to work with. He was considered an extreme perfectionist with unreasonable demands on set, leading co-stars to call the filming process horrific, a nightmare, a haunting remark that illustrates the extreme tension on set. Myers also had a personal assistant solely to bring him chocolate, a bizarre and extravagant demand, demonstrating his privilege. He rarely interacted with anyone outside his close circle, creating an invisible barrier between him and the film crew. This demanding and aloof nature created a difficult-to-work-with reputation for Mike Myers, making many in the industry think carefully before collaborating with him, proving that fame sometimes comes with unpleasant behaviors. Cameron Diaz, with her radiant beauty and charming smile, was once one of Hollywood's most beloved comedic actresses. Yet behind that friendly facade, she earned a reputation as one of the most unapproachable celebrities, disappointing many fans. Cameron Diaz didn't hesitate to lecture fans about the foolishness of asking for autographs, an act that disrespected and shattered the trust of those who admired her. She was also described as unsociable, frequently ignoring everyone at social gatherings, focusing only on her close circle. This exposed a coldness and arrogance completely contrary to the cheerful image she projected on screen. Those behaviors created an unpleasant reputation for Cameron Diaz, making her a mysterious and distant star, not very friendly in real life, proving that a public image does not always reflect a star's true self. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, one of Hollywood's most powerful and successful actors, with a brilliant career spanning decades, has always been a symbol of professionalism and irresistible charm. However, behind the big screen lies a mysterious personal life and strange rules that make many question his normalcy. Tom Cruise was criticized for imposing unreasonable and harsh rules on his ex-wife Katie Holmes after their divorce, including her not being allowed to travel with their daughter, not meeting other men, and even being forbidden from seeing Nicole Kidman, Tom's own ex-wife. These conditions revealed excessive control and a domineering side of the actor. He was also said to take Scientology, a highly controversial religion, too seriously, causing his life to become increasingly isolated from the outside world. These stories made Tom Cruise's reputation peculiar, intensely scrutinized, and even shunned by some, proving that personal beliefs can deeply affect relationships and public image. Enjoying this video? Like and subscribe for more. Not feeling it? A like would still be appreciated, and your comments will help me do better next time. Cameron Diaz. Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill, the comedic actor with a likable appearance and natural ability to make people laugh, was once beloved by the public for his witty, friendly roles on screen. Yet behind that humorous exterior lay an arrogant, even jerky personality, according to those who worked with him. A shocking moment was when Jonah Hill appeared extremely uncomfortable and angry simply because a reporter mistook his name for Seth, an exaggerated and unprofessional reaction that exposed the actor's hypersensitivity about his ego. He doesn't like being joked with, especially jokes that might belittle him, and always wants to be treated seriously, even though he is a comedian. This arrogance and demanding nature caused him to lose points in the eyes of many, creating a surprising contrast between the image he projects in films and his true self in real life. These stories further solidified Jonah Hill's reputation as an unpleasant, unfriendly star, contrary to the appearance he often presents. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence, the actress who played Katniss Everdeen, is known for her explosive acting talent and candid personality, beloved for her authenticity and humor. However, sometimes that authenticity crosses the line and turns into rude behavior, especially towards fans. The most controversial climax is when she was accused of being unfriendly towards audiences, although Jennifer Lawrence always claimed it was just her way of protecting her private space. Whatever the reason, stories of her impatience and irritability when facing crowds have disappointed a segment of fans. They expected a warmer interaction from the star they admired, but instead received coldness or even an indifferent attitude. These incidents created a two-sided image for Jennifer Lawrence in the public eye, both a talented star and someone who could suddenly become unpleasant, making many question her true friendliness in real life. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, the chairman of the board of 20th Century Entertainment, with a captivating voice and charming performing style, became an immortal legend. However, he was accused of sending a vulgar funeral wreath to a magazine editor, a disgusting and threatening act that exposed the singer's deep hatred. Not only that, Frank Sinatra was also famous for his close ties to the mafia, drunken brawls, and fierce feuds with colleagues, politicians, and journalists. His immense ego and recklessness frequently led him to pick fights, causing much turmoil in showbiz. No matter how great his talent, Frank Sinatra's reputation remained shrouded in the shadow of personal scandals, transforming him into a figure both admired and wary of, proving that power can come with corruption. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez, or J-Lo, is a global icon of music and fashion, with a brilliant career that has inspired millions. Yet behind that perfect exterior lie chilling stories of her diva behavior and rude attitude towards staff and servers. Most shockingly, J.Lo was accused of spitting chewing gum into her assistant's hand, an unhygienic and utterly disrespectful act that exposed a disappointing side of this star. Not stopping there, she is also famous for her unreasonably bizarre demands, such as requiring everything in her room to be decorated entirely in white, or having someone walk backward in front of her to maintain distance. She was also accused of firing employees for trivial and absurd reasons, showing her authoritarian and unforgiving nature. These behaviors created a bad reputation for Jennifer Lopez within the industry, making many hesitant to work with her and significantly affecting her beautiful image in the public eye. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf, a talented young actor once expected to become a big star in Hollywood, with impressive roles since childhood. However, his career journey was overshadowed by a series of scandals and strange, rude behaviors. The worst behavior was when he was exposed for plagiarizing an entire script, a serious violation of professional ethics that shattered all trust in his creativity. Not only that, Shia LaBeouf was also accused by a fan of trying to look down her younger sister's shirt, a disrespectful and cunning act. He is also known for always demanding special treatment, making everyone around him uncomfortable. These stories created an infamous reputation for Shia LaBeouf, causing his career to fluctuate endlessly, proving that talent needs to be accompanied by ethics and respect for others. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was once one of Hollywood's most charming and sought-after actors, an icon of freedom and individuality. However, in recent years, that image has been shattered by a series of scandals and accusations of violent, uncontrolled behavior. He gained a reputation for being a behind-the-scenes troublemaker, with intense arguments on set. The climax of this erratic behavior was when Johnny Depp was accused of completely destroying a hotel room, then blaming it on an armadillo, a bizarre and utterly illogical excuse demonstrating his irresponsibility and lack of control. Not only that, he was also sued during the production of City of Lies and accused by his former managers of not learning his lines, severely affecting the work progress of the entire crew. These behaviors tarnished Johnny Depp's reputation, transforming an admired star into a name associated with controversy and career decline, clearly demonstrating how personality can destroy even talent. Should we still support celebrities who act like massive jerks off camera? Comment yes or no below and add a quick reason if you dare. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, an icon of action films deeply ingrained in the minds of global audiences. Yet behind that tough exterior lay an unpleasant and easily angered personality, especially when he was recognized by fans in public. Most notably, he was accused of severely scolding two boys, only 10 years old, in an Atlanta restaurant. The reason was ridiculous. They laughed and pointed at him, an innocent act by children. Instead of ignoring them or offering a friendly smile, Willis chose to shout, frightening the two children. This behavior showed his impatience and discomfort when bothered. Bruce Willis, a hero on screen, became a frightening man in the eyes of innocent children, a painful truth about the gap between his image and his true self. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, the Oscar-winning actor with a rugged appearance and powerful acting, is often dubbed the king of ego in Hollywood. While his talent is undeniable, his hot temper and arrogance are what leave many shaking their heads. He had a habit of publicly bad-mouthing other stars, creating unnecessary feuds in showbiz. The climax of his uncontrolled behavior was when Russell Crowe was accused of threatening to kill a producer simply because he felt his assistant was underpaid, a violent and terrifying act that crossed ethical boundaries. Not only that, he didn't hesitate to call George Clooney a Frank Sinatra impersonator, showing contempt and an ego beyond control. His arguments and conflicts with colleagues in the media became legendary, further solidifying his image as an unapproachable star, always ready to erupt. This king of arrogance reputation has been associated with Russell Crowe, showing a completely different person from the heroic characters he plays on screen. Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard, the actor who made a strong impression with his role in Iron Man, had a considerable career. However, his reputation was overshadowed by a serious and prolonged history of domestic violence. Chilling stories of his behavior with his ex-wife shocked the public, including assaulting her in 2001 and again in 2005, showing an alarming pattern of violent behavior. He was specifically accused of threatening to kill his ex-wife in 2010, a criminal threat that exposed a dark and dangerous side of his personality. Not only limited to family matters, Terrence Howard also displayed rude and unpleasant behavior at work, leaving many colleagues and crew members dismayed. These actions destroyed his public image, causing his career to face many difficulties and losing audience support, proving that talent cannot conceal serious moral and behavioral flaws. Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire, the web-slinging hero who captured the hearts of millions with his image as the friendly, gentle and relatable Spider-Man Peter Parker. However, behind the scenes he was described by many as a star who was not very friendly and even had incredibly baffling, disrespectful behaviors towards those around him. One of the most shocking stories is when he offered a waitress $1,000 just for her to bark like a seal, a bizarre and demeaning request. This not only stunned the server but also revealed an utterly bizarre side of the actor. A veteran casting director didn't hesitate to call him the worst little monster they had ever worked with. And on set, an unwritten rule required everyone not to make eye contact with him, indicating an extreme level of arrogance. It's no surprise that Tobey Maguire was later voted the rudest autograph signer among celebrities, an unpleasant reputation completely contrary to his hero image on screen. Christian Bale. Christian Bale was once hailed as one of the finest actors of his generation, transforming chameleon-like on screen from a dark knight to a lunatic. Yet behind that glamour lay a volatile, unpredictable personality that made many in the industry wary. His difficult-to-work-with reputation spread throughout Hollywood, with uncontrolled outbursts of rage erupting on set. The climax was the incident of his verbal abuse towards director of photography Shane Hurlbut, a shocking moment that exposed his extreme anger and the terrible, vulgar language he directed at a colleague. His screams still haunt many, painting a picture of a star out of control. Not only that, Bale also had a habit of forcing everything to go his way, and it's even rumored that this was the reason why the role of Robin never officially appeared in his famous Batman trilogy. More frighteningly, his former manager once revealed shocking information stating that Christian Bale could lecture young girls to tears when they tried to approach him. Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones, a veteran actor with a calm demeanor and powerful eyes on screen, has left his mark in countless classic works. Yet behind that stern facade lies a surly and unapproachable personality that made many wary when interacting with him. His reputation for being unpleasant spread widely, with unexpected outbursts of anger. The climax of this prickliness was when he bluntly declared to Jim Carrey on the set of Batman Forever, "I hate you, I really don't like you," a cold and cruel remark that caused the atmosphere to become intensely tense. Not stopping there, Tommy Lee Jones also displayed a clear lack of cooperation with the press, frequently cutting interviews short rudely and refusing to sign autographs for fans, as if interaction was a burden. This further solidified his image as a demanding star, a true ogre of Hollywood, who only wanted to finish his work and avoid all the annoyances of fame. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock, with her friendly beauty and relatable roles, was once dubbed America's sweetheart in Hollywood, a star beloved for her simplicity and grace. However, one story revealed a completely different side, shattering that beautiful image. According to some online accounts, she was accused of rudely refusing and even insulting a disabled man when he simply wanted an autograph. This moment revealed an unexpected lack of empathy and compassion from someone lauded by the public. That behavior made many wonder if she was truly as kind-hearted as she appeared. Not only that, she was also said to have tried to control her former partner, Jesse James, making him feel inferior and less than in the relationship. Her arrogance and disrespectful attitude towards fans, especially vulnerable ones, seriously damaged Sandra Bullock's reputation, transforming her from a beloved star into a controversial name, proving that a celebrity's conduct can have long-lasting consequences. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, one of the legendary actresses of Hollywood's golden age, is known not only for her talent, but also as a notorious diva, full of demands and power. However, behind that glamour were a series of shocking stories about her personality and behavior. The horrifying accusations of terrible abuse that her adopted daughter Christina wrote in the memoir Mommy Dearest exposed a cruel and pathological side of the star mother. Not only within the family, Crawford also had a fierce feud with colleague Bette Davis, once putting weights in her pockets for Davis to drag her in a scene and lobbying against Davis for an Oscar, showing extreme jealousy and manipulation. Additionally, she had such a massive ego, refusing to share dressing rooms and deliberately arriving late to scenes to draw attention. These behaviors further solidified the image of a tyrannical, unpleasant star, casting a shadow of personal scandals over Joan Crawford's reputation. Sean Penn. Sean Penn is always highly regarded by critics for his talent. However, his life is overshadowed by a history of volatile temper and alarming violent behavior, especially towards paparazzi and fans. He was recorded snatching a fan's phone and throwing it to the ground just for being photographed, an uncontrolled and utterly unacceptable act from a celebrity. This act not only demonstrated rudeness, but also signaled aggression. Not stopping there, Sean Penn also had a long history of disturbing paparazzi and was arrested multiple times for violent acts, from assault to brawling. These incidents tarnished his image, leading him to be considered an unapproachable and dangerous star no matter how great his talent. It couldn't hide his serious flaws in personality and self-emotional control. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen was once one of Hollywood's highest-paid stars, with a brilliant film and television career beloved by millions worldwide. However, his personal life was a long chain of scandals and arrogant, uncontrolled behavior. He once publicly called superstar Rihanna the most vulgar terms, simply due to a small misunderstanding, exposing an extreme lack of respect for a colleague. Not only that, Charlie Sheen is also known for his history of heavy drug and alcohol abuse, destroying his career and personal life. More seriously, he also had a history of abusing partners, with violence allegations that completely shattered his image. Despite being the son of a legendary actor and possessing acknowledged talent, Charlie Sheen chose a path of self-destruction, turning himself into a symbol of depravity and lack of control, leading the public to no longer view him with admiration, but instead with disappointment and pity. Chevy Chase. In his peak years, Chevy Chase was a familiar face in American comedy, with roles that brought joyous laughter to audiences. However, behind that cheerful exterior lay a difficult personality, with behaviors that became a nightmare for colleagues. He once made actress Yvette Nicole Brown burst into tears on the set of Community due to his unpleasant words and attitude. The climax of his rudeness was when he directly slapped actor Rob Huebel, a self-proclaimed fan, right at a comedy performance, a completely unacceptable act of violence from an artist. This incident was not only shocking but also exposed his arrogance and domineering behavior. Horrendous arguments with co-stars and directors became Chevy Chase's trademark, leading him to be openly despised by his Saturday Night Live colleagues. It seemed that fame had transformed him into someone who lacked respect for everyone around him, from fans to those he worked with. Jared Leto. Jared Leto, a multi-talented artist, known for his haunting Joker portrayal and brilliant music career with the band 30 Seconds to Mars. However, behind the stage lights, he gained a reputation for being incredibly bizarre and inappropriate. Accusations of him sending strange items to co-stars began to emerge, astonishing many. The climax of this strangeness is that he was accused of sending sex toys and even used condoms to his co-stars during filming, a shocking and unbelievable act for anyone. Not only that, Jared Leto also publicly insulted a fan on stage simply because they didn't know the lyrics to his song, revealing a rude and disrespectful side towards the audience. Rumors of him mistreating women and even terrorizing his co-stars in Suicide Squad while playing the Joker further solidified his reputation as a star with controversial behaviors. To this day, Jared Leto maintains the image of a talented artist but is plagued by numerous scandals regarding his conduct, both on film sets and in everyday life. Ellen DeGeneres. For many years, Ellen DeGeneres embodied kindness, an icon of light and smiles on television, with her slogan, "Be kind to one another." She built an image as a warm, friendly host, beloved by millions. However, that glamorous facade gradually crumbled as chilling stories from behind the scenes began to be exposed. One of the most shocking accusations was that she once tried to fire a waitress simply because her fingernail was chipped, an incredibly cruel and unreasonable act. Not only that, a series of other accusations simultaneously surfaced, revealing that she mistreated employees, frequently harshly criticized jokes or small interactions, and created a toxic work environment riddled with unacceptable racial discrimination and intimidation. Consequently, Ellen's kind image in the public eye completely shattered, leading to a major career downfall and loss of trust from audiences, proving that a true personality can be far different from outward appearances. Have you ever heard shocking stories like this in your country's entertainment industry? Drop your country's name in the comments. We'd love to see where you're watching from. Fame doesn't protect anyone from pain, and behind each smile lies a hidden war. These 50 celebrities remind us how fragile life truly is, even at the top. Which star left the deepest impression on your heart after these tragic stories? Comment and let us know your thoughts, or share a story you know. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell. More untold Hollywood tragedies are coming soon.